Academic ceremonies, such as convocations and commencements, are structured in accordance with age-old customs. One of these customs is the academic procession. Today's procession will feature 3 distinct groups. First to enter the venue will be the candidates for graduation. They will be led by the Grand Marshal, Chair of the Academic Senate, carrying the university mace. Next to enter the venue are the faculty, representing the graduate division. The final group to enter the venue is the official party, led by Chancellor Juan Sanchez Munoz.
Chancellor and Provost, and I welcome all of you to the University of California, Merced's 2025 Graduate Division Commencement. It is my pleasure to introduce our national anthem singer, Marian Zuniga. Marian will be walking in tomorrow morning's commencement ceremony as she earns her bachelor's degree in computer science and engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps if you are able.
Thank you, Marianne. Thank you very much, and thank you for taking your seats. Good evening. Welcome graduating students, of course, family and friends, and faculty and staff, and university well-wishers to your fall 2025 graduate student commencement. Thank you. Thank you. The assembled leadership of UC Merced is with us tonight, so I'd ask colleagues to stand and remain standing as I call all names, and may I ask our guests to withhold your applause until all are standing. And let me begin again with Dr. Betsy Dumont, Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost, Nick Dugan, Vice Chancellor and Chief Information Officer, Dr. Daniel Acoli, Vice Chancellor and Chief Operating Officer, Dr. Kurt Sneer, Vice Chancellor and Chief Financial Officer, Dr. Jillian Wilson, Vice Chancellor for Research, Innovation, and Economic Development, Corey Lucero, Assistant Chancellor and Chief of Staff, Dr. Leo Ariola, Dean of the School of Sciences and Humanities and Arts, Dr. Rakesh Goel, Dean of the School of Engineering, Dr. Michael Finlander, Interim Dean of the School of Natural Sciences, Annette Roberts-Webb, Dean of Professional and Continuing Education, Dr. Thomas Hansford, Vice Provost, Academic Personnel, Dr. Harant Harashian, Vice Provost and Graduate Dean, Dr. Amy Bergeson, Vice Provost and Dean, Undergraduate Education, Dr. Christina Spitzmuller, Vice Provost for Academic Affairs and Strategy, Haipong Lee, University Librarian, and I believe Dr. Courtney Monroe, who is the Assistant Chair of the Academic Senate, and Dr. Sanaida Aguirre Munoz, Professor and First Lady. Thank you for joining us as witnesses to this significant moment, UC Merced's Fall 2025 Graduate Commencement Ceremony. Thank you all. Thank you. Among the greatest satisfactions we have in this academic profession is to help guide our students as they learn, as they grow, as they graduate and step into their lives beyond university, and you'll hear from one of our graduates that did precisely that. So many remarkable and accomplished faculty members have taught and mentored you throughout your time at UC Merced, and so I'd like us to recognize these educators and researchers for their commitment to excellence and for imparting their skill and their knowledge and their love of learning to the graduates that we are celebrating here tonight. So let me ask the members of the University of California Merced faculty to please stand and be appropriately recognized. Thank you very much. Now, also let us acknowledge the tremendous staff professionals without whom no university could appropriately support excellence in teaching and research and student success. So members of the UC Merced staff, they're around the rooms. Sometimes they're a little bit invisible. But let me ask you to stand or wave your hand like this so that we can recognize and thank you, all the people that helped put tonight. Thank you. And families and friends of these graduating students, I also would like just to take a moment of privilege, and we'd like to take a moment again to recognize your role in all that you've done and the role that you've played in making tonight's achievement possible. So your support has been utterly critical, and I encourage our graduates today and throughout their lives to give thanks to all of those who have helped them along their journey. Faculty, family, friends. Graduates, let me ask you to very quickly please stand up, turn around, and join me in a round of applause for your families and friends here tonight. Okay, wonderful. See, this doesn't happen in every university. This is intimacy and closeness, wonderful. Graduating students, congratulations and welcome again to your fall 2025 graduate commencement ceremony. Today is a day to focus on your success and your bright futures. Today you graduate from one of the greatest campuses of the greatest university system in the world. And if any of you were recently in Oslo with the Nobel Prize being handed out, it would have affirmed what I just said. You are graduating, much has been accomplished. You're also graduating from UC Merced at a historic time, the 20th anniversary since opening our doors. Much has been accomplished at UC Merced in a very short time. An academic legacy that is redefining what post-secondary education will look like, and it is a shining example of how to shape an inclusive culture of excellence. Indeed, to be a part of this climate and this culture of rigor, you have overcome many challenges and obstacles, and you leave UC Merced more prepared than ever to succeed in your careers and throughout your lives. You're setting out to make your mark in a world that needs your ideas. It needs your compassion. It needs your willingness to explore, to challenge, and to solve the pressing problems of the day, but to do so with dignity and clarity and purpose. Whatever your background, whatever your challenges, whatever your doubts, every one of you nurtured a profound faith in yourselves. You held fast to the belief that you had something important to accomplish, to contribute to your families, your community, and the world by the attainment of a graduate degree from the University of California. And there is a very rare and universally esteemed accomplishment. Anywhere you go in the world, that degree will arrive with you. And there will be an assumption of excellence, rigor, compassion that comes with it. Whatever your next step, embrace the intrepid spirit that is emblematic of UC Merced as you move into your new lives and careers. And my role tonight as Chancellor of UC Merced, and indeed my great honor and privilege, is to congratulate each of you on behalf of this truly great university, this truly great faculty, this truly great staff. And so it is with heartfelt joy for you and your loved ones here tonight, and with the great hope of our shared future, that I say again, congratulations. Bueno. Gracias. Now, sale. Okay. Que pensaron que iba a ser solamente en inglés. No. Here the Spanish part begins. No. That's the end of my Spanish right there. No. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker. Dr. Omar Deguchi was born in Southern California to an immigrant mother from Mexico and a father from the unincorporated area known as East Los Angeles. Ahora, okay. Bueno, así es, okay. Dr. Deguchi's story is one of perseverance and curiosity and transformation. Though he began his academic path in finance, his passion for mathematics and science ultimately guided him to a career in research. A chance meeting with his future advisor, Dr. Rommel Marcia, opened the doors to possibilities that brought him here to UC Merced, where he pursued his PhD in applied mathematics. During his time on our campus, Dr. Deguchi distinguished himself through groundbreaking work in numeric optimization and data-driven applications and collaborations with the Air Force Research Lab and Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. He also devoted himself to mentoring undergraduate researchers, and so, since earning his doctorate in 2020, Dr. Deguchi has served as a staff scientist at the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, extraordinary, where he leads projects applying machine learning to national security challenges. Machine learning to national security challenges. He is the group lead for the analytics software in the Global Security Computing Applications Division. That's a long title, y'all. And directs the Data Science Challenge, a program that connects UC Merced students with mission-relevant research at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. Please join me in welcoming a scholar, a mentor, an innovator whose journey reflects truly the spirit of the University of California, Merced, Dr. Omar Deguchi.
Thank you for the introduction and for the invitation to speak on such a special occasion. I'm humbled by the opportunity and by the accomplishments of the graduate class of 2025. Hello, staff, faculty, family, and friends. While today is rightfully aimed at highlighting the achievements of the graduating class, let me start by thanking you on behalf of the graduates. As a first-generation college student, I know the sacrifices that my parents made to send me to college because they recognized the value of higher education. Those sacrifices partially drove my ambition and ultimately helped me to achieve my goals. But this encouragement goes beyond financial contributions and includes the priceless emotional support and guidance that is needed to be successful. As a graduate student, I couldn't count the birthday parties or family functions that I missed because I was studying for an exam, running experiments, or presenting at a conference. You will find, graduate students, that the relationships that have survived during this time in your life are the ones that are truly meaningful and will endure. One of those relationships was with my wife, who is here today. We were dating at the time over the first year of graduate school, and I rarely saw her. Her parents thought she was making me up. No joke. But thank you, Ray, for sticking with me, and thank you, all family members, for sticking with your graduate students. Now, my fellow Bobcats, you did it. Yeah. You are here celebrating a monumental achievement in your life. Take a moment and reflect how special this accomplishment is. Think of all the sacrifice and hard work that has gotten you to this moment, and be proud. Really be proud. You have dedicated a significant portion of your life to become an expert in your respective discipline, and many of you have made contributions to the vast anthropic body of knowledge. When I was asked to speak at this commencement, my first thought was, what am I going to talk about? What do I have to offer? And I realized that perhaps the most valuable thing I can offer to you is perspective. In some ways, I'm you a few years from now. It wasn't long ago that I was sitting exactly where you are not exactly. I was sitting in front of a computer screen. I, like you, was graduating at a turbulent time. The world had just gone into shutdown. It was only supposed to last a few weeks, but at that time, it had stretched to a few months. I had just defended my dissertation over something called Zoom, wearing a shirt and tie, of course, and basketball shorts because no one could see. My parents had unknowingly unmuted themselves and were talking about how proud they were in the middle of my defense. Embarrassing, to say the least. But in the uncertainty of it all, I was leaving my nest, right? UC Merced. I'd finally figured things out here, and now I was being thrown out into the real world, or as real as it could be over Zoom. I was fortunate enough to land a job at Lawrence Livermore National Lab before all the chaos had ensued, but the times required me to reach out and check to see if I still even had a job. Thankfully, I did, but now I was going to be part of a new ecosystem, and the fear of the unknown is real. So today I'm going to tell you what I wish someone would have told me. These are the things that you will have to learn through experience, but I hope that I can offer a small codex for what is to come. The first is that imposter syndrome is real, but you are not an imposter. I reiterate, you are not an imposter. You're a bobcat. Remember that. When I started working at LLNL, I was intimidated, to say the least. LLNL is often referred to as the smartest square mile on Earth, with more than 2,000 PhDs employed by the lab. One of the first teams I worked with had scientists from Princeton, Duke, and MIT, and some were world-renowned for their work. So at first, I was timid. What I slowly realized was the problems that we were tackling didn't care about, how fancy my degree was or how much I paid for it, right? It is the experience I had at UC Merced that prepared me by bolstering not only my technical intelligence, but developing the skills that allowed me to realize that my constraints were my own and artificial. By relying on that foundation developed here at UC Merced, and not being afraid to ask for help, and being willing to learn, I have since successfully led teams of scientists who are from those institutions and probably smarter than I am. The second thing I would like to emphasize is how rewarding it is being an agent of service. Once a bobcat, always a bobcat. As you can tell, I really enjoyed my time as a graduate student here. I was fortunate enough to have many great mentors, like Ramel Marcia, many of whom I am still in contact with. As graduates of UC Merced, it's our responsibility to prompt the generation of future students' success. Every chance I get, I take on an intern from UC Merced or serve on the committee of a graduate student from UC Merced. It is not only important to the student, UC Merced, and your institution, but it is also one of the most fulfilling opportunities I've had in my life. When the position of being the lead of the Data Science Challenge at LLNL became available, I jumped at the chance because I knew how impactful that was to UC Merced students. The challenge started as an opportunity co-founded by a UC Merced professor, Dr. Suzanne Fernandez-Cindy, a mentor and friend, and it was designed to engage students with mission-driven data science problems. Finally, this goes by fast. Finally, let me address the GPT in the room. As an AI researcher, we are entering one of the most exciting times in human history. The power of foundational models and LLMs is clearly evident and has already begun to affect our daily lives and affect multiple disciplines in the sciences as we know it. As a graduating student entering the workforce, this can be scary. Just know that these tools can never replace you. They cannot emulate your experiences, your struggles, your joys, and your triumphs. And they certainly didn't write this speech. I made a conscious effort of that. It was tempting. They are simply tools used by many that will still require your expertise and ingenuity to drive. So, graduating class of 2025, let me congratulate you one last time and wish you good luck in the next stage of your story. I look forward to seeing more bobcats in the wild. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gushi. Graduates, we are now at the moment you've been waiting for, the conferral of your degrees. The degrees conferred by the University of California attest to the scholastic achievement and thus represent fulfillment of the university's primary responsibility of teaching. As a reminder, degrees will be officially awarded following certification by the Office of the Registrar and all other requirements have been satisfied. First, we will confer doctoral degrees, followed by master's degrees. At this time, I would like to invite Chancellor Munoz and Vice Provost and Graduate Dean Dr. Harachian to the podium for conferral of the graduate degrees. Thank you for your patience as we recognize each of our graduates.
Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy please rise? Chancellor Munoz, I am honored to present these candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
Thank you, Dean Harachian. Now let me say, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I now confer upon you your degrees of Doctorate of Philosophy with all the insignia, all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Doctoral candidates and faculty advisors, please proceed to the stage.
Cherie Boligar, hooded by Professor Sean Newsom. Arjun Kashyap, hooded by Professor Sean Newsom. Hamid Rajavi, hooded by Professor Alberto Serpa. Brian San, hooded by Professor Florin Rousseau. Marcelo Santos Rocha da Silva, hooded by Professor Crystal Colden. Nestor Gomez, hooded by Professor Gerardo Diaz. Ziad Nassef, also hooded by Professor Gerardo Diaz. Rafal Kersheshak, hooded by Professor Yang Chuan Chen. Kotono Babaguchi, hooded by Professor Michael Finletter. To the green line. Oscar Julian Torres Gutierrez, hooded by Professor Sayantani Ghosh. Lucia Bazan Williamson, hooded by Professor Emily Jane McTavish. Taylor J. Roy Sanchez, hooded by Professor Yuri Gracis. Bailey J. Christopher Sanchez, hooded by Professors Yuri Gracis and Rudy Ortiz. Eira Edith Hardines, hooded by Professor Rudy Ortiz. Melanie Legros, hooded by Professor Nestor Oviedo. Green light. Pega Mosharraf, hooded by Professor Clarissa Noble. Alex Ho, hooded by Professor Andy Wan. Cole Cooper, hooded by Professor Dustin Kleckner. Mohammed Kamal Hossein, hooded by Professor Elizabeth Nowadnik. Chiquita Dene Amin Salehi, hooded by Professor Jason Beester Jones. Dishanka Gogoi, hooded by Professor Jason Beester Jones. Ricardo Robles, hooded by Professor Thomas Hansford. Valerie Martinez, hooded by Professor Sandy Ha. J.Z. Coland, hooded by Professor Charlie Eaton.
This concludes the presentation of doctoral degree recipients.
All right, congratulations once again to our newest doctoral degree recipients. We will now confer the master's degrees. Will the master's degree candidates please rise? Chancellor Munoz, I am pleased to present these candidates for the degree of Master of Arts, Master of Science, and Master of Management.
Thank you, Dean Harashian. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents of the University of California, I now confer upon you the degree of Masters of Art, Masters of Science, or Masters of Management, with all the insignia, all the rights, honors, and privileges and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Master's degree recipients, please proceed to the stage.
Now presenting the master's degree recipients.
Pushpita Sarkar. Michael Young. Aaron Johnny Wilson. Darren Jeffrey Ing. Adam Weingram. Kevin Andre Moreno Ruiz. Jessica Calderon. Vanessa Sanchez. Ejime Ogbebor. Yulisa Torres. Shaira Galilea Vargas Mejia. Mercedes Guadalupe Peña.
This concludes the presentation of master's degree recipients.
Please join me once again in congratulating our newest master's degree recipients once again. Having conferred and celebrated these new graduate degrees, I'd like to provide a bit of perspective on the accomplishments we celebrate today and take just a few minutes for a final lecture, an end of the semester, ready to head out into the world sort of address, brief address. As the most recent recipients of graduate degrees from the University of California, the nation's premier public university system and the world's exemplar of graduate education, you have all worked hard to get where you are today. And we're proud to now count you among UC Merced's doctoral and master's alumni. So let's connect some numbers to what you've accomplished. Less than 14% of the US adult population has a graduate degree of any kind. And for our PhD recipients, only 2% of our nation has earned a doctorate. You've all truly earned a rare achievement, and you and your families, your friends, your mentors, and your loved ones are all right to be proud and should celebrate this accomplishment. Through your discipline, your creativity, your intellectual rigor, and your curiosity, you have risen to the challenges put before you, and time again, you've overcome obstacles. And through your dedication to your scholarship, you have boldly advanced our understanding of the universe, you've explored the depths of our shared humanity, and you've made the world around you better than you found it, and we wait in great anticipation for the future you will shape. Before bringing tonight's commencement exercise to a close, I want to share with you and sort of assign you one final task, one final bit of work. And it's not to be completed tonight, but I'm going to leave you with some words from a poet to think on and reflect on in the days and the weeks, months, years ahead. This comes from Shakespeare, something I read in high school, Measure for Measure. It's short, but it says a lot. Our doubts are traitors and makes us lose the gift and the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. So graduate training has hopefully taught you to question and to probe and to test ideas rigorously. But it also teaches you that progress, intellectual, professional, societal, depends on the courage to act despite uncertainty. Let your hard-earned confidence guide you forward. Question and think deeply. Be humble in what you know, but be bold in what you do. And as you go forth in this place with the prestige and the privilege intrinsic to your newly earned advanced degrees from this extraordinary university, bring hope, bring commitment, and bring opportunity to the questions, the challenges, and the places where it isn't yet, and be a catalyst for prosperity and well-being. Finally, on behalf of the Graduate Division, our full team, all the staff and faculty colleagues across the schools and our entire campus, I want to share our gratitude and our thanks to you for the opportunity to walk with you on your journey the last few years. It has been an exceptional privilege to learn and grow with you. We are immensely proud of all you've done, and we can't wait to see what you'll do next. Congratulations and fiat lux.
Thank you, Dean Harashian, and thank you for that quote from Shakespeare. The bard always says much with very little. Well done. Thank you all for joining us as we mark this momentous and joyous occasion in the lives of these young, brilliant scholars and future leaders. Once more, on behalf of the University of California Board of Regents, our faculty, the staff, we want to congratulate you on this extraordinary accomplishment. As you make your way from this ceremony, let your hard-won knowledge and fond memories of UC Merced guide you in your life's pursuit, like the ones Dr. Deguchi reminded us of. While you graduate today, you will always be welcomed at UC Merced, all of you. You and your families are forever a part of UC Merced, and UC Merced is now forever a part of you. We ask that you please remain in your seats while the Grand Marshal official party, faculty, and graduates leave the venue. Let me once more say, una vez más, muchas felicidades. Once again, thank you, and congratulations, fiat lux.